Today we're making our way around the city of Warren to see how artists are being given an outlet to have their art publicly displayed in our towns. Warren is in the midst of a revitalization effort from the Trumbull Neighborhood Partnership and the Fine Arts Council of Trumbull County. As you make your way through the city, you'll see murals and sculptures created by artists using blight as their canvas.
The public art project has allowed some of the artists that haven't typically shown or had the ability to have their work showcased, to have it showcased in a very, open public way.
This house at 232 Vine Avenue Northeast is on a list of buildings to be torn down. But before that happens, the inside of it will be transformed into a temporary art gallery. James Shudick is president of the Fine Arts Council of Trumbull County. His organization and the Trumbull Neighborhood Partnership are joining together to host Occupied Warren.
We're allowing artists the opportunity to come into the house and overtake the house and to tell stories within the community on blight, redevelopment, revitalization.
The house will be open for public viewing June 8th and 9th and will feature different types of art such as paintings, sculptures, and some performance pieces.
Within this space, the way lighting is going to come in particular parts of the day, there's going to be some translucency and transparency that'll be allowed to come through these pieces as they take up the whole space. There's an artist in here, and what he's going to do, his piece has to do with the youth in the community, the impact that it has on them, the feelings and emotions that they can express. He wants to try to portray that visually. Behind some of the peeled paint, he's taking photographs and print work, and he's actually gonna take old newspaper headlines that have to deal with the valley. And he's gonna tuck them in so it looks like it's layered underneath, so the paint's peeling away from that. He's gonna age them, antique them.
Occupied Warren is just the latest project looking to improve the aesthetic of the neighborhood. On the corner of Park Avenue and Scott Street, we see the Garden District mural. It was painted in 2015 and made possible by a grant the TNP received from the Ohio Arts Council.
We've been a part of a larger effort to sort of transform the appearance and the name of this neighborhood to the Garden District.
Matt Martin is executive director of the TNP, which acts as a facilitator for local volunteer projects. For this mural, the TNP commissioned local artist Amy Novelli, but she didn't work alone.
She really went out of her way to incorporate the community into the process. So there's handprints all along the guardrail at the bottom of the mural, and those are all from the kids that participated in the summer program at the YWCA across the street.
Martin says even though the impact of art can't be measured, it does improve the neighborhood's quality of life.
How people feel about living in our neighborhoods is going to be a major contributor to whether they do or not. And I think something as simple as a beautiful piece of art can be a contributing factor into whether someone wants to move to the neighborhood or wants to stay in a neighborhood, frankly.
Another mural you'll find in the Garden District is on the corner of Vine and Porter. Aaron Shine, artist and owner of the Box Gallery, painted the piece. You can find more of his work in David Grohl Alley, located just off the square in downtown Warren.
We basically wanted to, when people drove down Franklin Street, for them to be able to see the big banner so that everybody knew where the alley was and kind of, pull them in from Franklin Street so they could come in and enjoy the alley.
Other pieces by Shine include these metal musical notes, this scrap pipe sculpture of a guitar that doubles as a bike rack, and this painting of Warren native David Grohl.
It seems to be one of the favorites. A lot of people, when they come down and take pictures, they usually stand in front of this one. I think it's just because it's bright and colorful. So yeah, it's grown into one of my favorite pieces down here just because everybody else seems to enjoy it so much.
And while the blight in Warren is definitely a challenge, for the city's artists, it's also an opportunity.
What we're doing here is investing in the neighborhood, not just in terms of the nuts and bolts of conventional community development, but into that sort of more intangible aesthetic of public art and the way that inspires people's experiences and feelings.
We can use art as almost a way to advertise. I hate to say advertise, but to bring attention to spaces and availability, and to perhaps show them in a new and interesting way that, or to show potential.
I mean, I think just like a sense of pride. Like there's cool things to look at when you drive around. You're not just driving around looking at, boarded up houses or vacant buildings. You could see like art. You see people doing the art, so you know that there's people that are in the art community in this town, and it's kind of just a thriving, buzzing, living thing.
You can read more in the mid-April issue of the Business Journal, out now. Click the subscribe tab to order your copy today.